Just make sure it's aligned properly. Jesus Christ. It's like I'm humping the camera. Okay. And let me open the iPad up to see who's actually. Well, nobody is watching. Nobody really joins in the first little bit. I'd be surprised if they did. Yeah, I'm now live on my channel. I know YouTube. Okay, continuing on where I left off. It's always just focusing on. Biggest thing I'm going to focus on is line and perspective and visualization. Wow, what a shock. It's as if I've never focused on that before. But, okay, one viewer, which is me, and my thing's a bit laggy. Okay, let me just start it off. Right. I want, when it comes to visualizing the perspective, I want to be able to really expand it outside the page, but let's just try doing this little shape right now and seeing where it goes, right? Again, I'm trying to think about the perspective. There you go. It's like a lot of things, thinking about the perspective while also thinking about like visualizing what I'm trying to do while also making sure my lines are clean, right? Ah, I know what I fucked up here. This is wrong. It's supposed to be connected to that. There you go. So it's good. I made an error. Error. Again, I'm trying to think as much about this as possible. It's all the perspective. The biggest, honestly, the coolest thing about art is you can literally calculate in your mind over time, right? Which most people don't think they can do that, but they can. So this is how big it is. This wheel should be roughly like this size. Something like that. I'm trying to think about how it'd be connected because this is a bit off for sure, but again, having clean lines kind of frauds it, right? Something like that. It's not perfect, but it is something. Again, always got to keep calculating, right? See, I struggle with that angle a lot. So this is like, holy fuck, yeah, a lot of struggling. So this is the many errors that I'm making. But let me rest my brain. And then I will continue onwards and keep trying to visualize it. I want to be able to, let me actually get a new paper. Because then when I finish with this, I can just go straight into drawing the entire body. Or the parts that I've really understood at least. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. But art, the lines are calling me, baby. Well, hopefully she checks YouTube and realizes that I am indeed streaming. Otherwise, it's gonna be an awkward conversation because I'll just have to tell her later on I'm streaming. Hello, other viewer. I don't know who you are, but welcome to my channel. Okay. What perspective do I want to set? Let's see. How about, okay. How about something like this, actually? So, yep, something like that. And for those of you who are joining, because it seems a couple people have joined, I'm essentially just practicing the same crazy scooters art WOD workout, which is just me learning how to draw a scooter, right? Mannequinizing it, all that shit. So, God, my voice is fucked. So, what the fuck am I gonna say? What do I usually say? Oh yes, please keep me on mute and keep me on in the background. That's usually what I do, right? Uh, okay. Okay, yeah, I'm really focusing on just expanding the entire perspective as far back as I can, because it's important to think about it like that. So I did make this very thick. Jesus. Okay, yeah, one of the fuckers already left. He's like, I'm tired of this shit already. Well, I don't need you anyways. When in doubt, just remember, you're better than the audience ever will be. It's a great way to keep them, what is it, hooked on your content, right? Okay. Oof, that's pretty bad. Just pretty good. Okay, let's keep thinking about the perspective while I do this. Yeah, this ended up being incorrect. Oh, it's the wrong perspective. Yeah, it's like this. Fuck, man, this shit's. Oh, the other person left too. Wonderful. It's just me and my lonesome self. Yeah, I do like to challenge myself and start it at different points. Right? Can't be doing it the same all the time. 'Cause then you're basically just asking to only know how to draw something in one way, right? And that's not what we want. Oh, I messed this up again. Okay, so this is clearly wrong as well. Okay, that's good. It's good in the sense that I failed because it was difficult for me to keep the perspective, which was this, right? I was trying to keep this perspective, the bottom level. So obviously trying to think about that box. Really shit box, but I hope it gets the point across. Right? God, I'm gonna keep fucking clearing my throat. Too much damn cum and sickness from the cum. Oh god. Okay. I love this. People jump in, they hear my voice, they jump out. It's wonderful. But oh, okay, fuck it. Let's get the new sheet of paper, or should I do a little bit more here? Okay, let's try to concentrate again, because this is relatively the size. I want to keep it small. Right. So move it around. Okay, let's try this. Okay, and then there you go. And let's see. Okay, I can't lose the perspective. That's the main thing. But I feel like I already have somehow. What the fuck did I do? Why is this line like this? Oh no, 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 never mind, never mind. There's one line. There, that's the other line. Okay. So I haven't lost the perspective yet. Just gotta keep thinking about that plane and how everything else relates to that plane, which is important. That's the one skill I need to focus on right now. Right. So there you go. That I shouldn't have even drawn, but again, that's the plane. I'm trying to think about the plane. And then we have, that's what I'm thinking of. Then right, something like this. Because then this just, think about the plane, think about the plane. Yeah, it'd be like that. There you go. That's like the covering, right? Something here is incorrect for sure. I miss Haya Buddy. I miss Haya Buddy. He would be talking to me right now. Such a good guy. I think I may have messed this up a bit more. Maybe this should have been like this. More so, right? Like this type of ellipse. This is a skill in of itself, right? Visualizing it. Bringing it back. I don't think I'm doing too bad, all things considered. But okay. Let me. Hello, Shadow Art. How are you? I'm just practicing drawing wheels from imagination regarding the Archwad crazy scooter workout. But yeah, I'm starting a new page. Right? Put this other page away. Yes, how are you doing? Thank you for stopping by. Okay. So it's all about generating errors. So okay, it's time to start practicing with the entire thing in mind, while still keeping my wheel the size that it should be. Again, maybe I should just start from the wheel. I want to think of a perspective that works. Okay, fuck it. This is my plane. I gotta keep that plane in mind. Okay. Okay, this is my plane. So what does that mean? That means something like this. And then something like that, right? Now from this angle, where does the wheel? You're making good progress. I can definitely see it. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I mean it's all the minute changes, right? We can't really expect anything beyond that, and that's how change even operates. It's all minute. That's what I always try to keep in mind. Something like this. Okay, well I fucked up the perspective a little here. Technically I shouldn't even be seeing this, so Okay, sure, something like that. Okay, I changed the perspective slightly. We'll see how that goes. And then this comes up like so. So it's like, and it's a lot of things happening at once right now. Because I have to visualize the perspective as well. Something here is incorrect. I have to think about what is incorrect. That doesn't seem to make much sense. It really doesn't seem to make much sense. I've definitely fucked something up. For the time being, we'll leave it. And I'm going to try the exact same perspective, slightly altered elsewhere. But right now, we're trying to get the entire thing down. So, got to think ahead on that. Right? Got to visualize this as well. Okay, what does that look like on the other side? Maybe something like that. And then this expands outward like so. It's been a month since I started learning how to draw too. I already hated cubes. You really have good stamina slash persistence, lol. I just started hating drawing after just an hour. Oh man, okay. Well, one thing I can tell you is my first cubes, and I started with fine liner, right? This is what my first cube look. This is what my first cube looked like. All right. That's what my first 400 cubes roughly look like. And oh, by the way, the lines weren't like this. The lines were like this. Like really, really shit. So here's a frame of reference now, right? With a much, much harder pen, how much better I'm able to do. So don't give up. And more than anything, focus on changing your mindset in the sense that this is the core, right? I understand you probably have things that you really want to draw, and you will have the freedom to draw them, but you also have to understand that form is where all of this begins and ends. You know, like if you're not drawing with form in mind, then you're probably not drawing with much in mind at all. You know, and this isn't to be rude. This is just how art works. You know. So what I would suggest is just focus on understanding why you're drawing the thing that you're drawing, right? Because otherwise you'll always be sort of frustrated with the process, you know, just like I was, just like many people are or can be. But it's not just about drawing cubes, it's about making it fun, right? You don't just have to draw cubes. Try drawing cubes stacked on top of each other in meaningful ways, or on each other, beside each other, right? You already got a camera like shape here, you know, and now the camera is resting on, I don't know, some sort of table, right? Again, really bad example because I'm just trying to make it quick. But do your best to not dislike the fundamentals and to appreciate what they can do for you, because what they are doing is that they're unlocking your creative ability, right? They are a means to actually allowing you to express what you want to express. They're not a means. They're not the devil. You are, right? It's you. It's your fault. If you have nobody to blame, If you have nobody to blame, blame yourself. No, but seriously, I'm also a bit distracted, so I can't give you the best tips or whatever right now because obviously I'm focusing on my drawing. But you genuinely need to focus on just making as many errors as possible and appreciating all the work you need to do, right? If you don't enjoy the learning journey, you first must understand why you're learning, right? And like that's the biggest part of it as well. Okay. And then what would that look like? Oh, it look like this maybe? Something like that. Like just look how shit my lines are, right? Look how shit that line was. But I have trained myself to not think about it in terms of like it's so bad, but more like okay, this just means I have more places to go, right? It's it's really just that. So oh, I fucked this up too. See, this is a fuck up. Like everything is just a means to making mistakes, which means it's a means to making progress. You know what I mean? So hopefully that does help. Right. Okay, and this does attach here. Wonderful. So I'm already getting that down a little. We're seeing the bottom of this. And we're seeing the bottom of this. Well, that is getting a lot better. But yeah, don't hate drawing. Hate yourself. Yeah, no, trust. Okay, yeah, like I really fucked this area up now that I think about it. But that's good, you see? Like I use negative language, but I don't actually think about it negatively, if that makes sense. I just enjoy it for what it is. And I could have probably done this a bit better. Cause yeah. Yes, I'm quite the funny lad, aren't I? That could have been better. But yeah, it is getting a bit better. I stop that there and then I bring it down like so. Right. And this is actually supposed to have some sort of sheath covering it like that. But genuinely enjoy the process of making these boxes. All you need to know is the harder you make a mental effort and the harder you try to visualize the perspective and the harder you try to keep your hand steady while drawing and the hardest you try to enjoy the process. So really you just have to think about a few things at once. But the main thing is every time you're doing something, just derive pleasure from it, whether it's a mistake or not. And especially when it's a mistake, you let yourself enjoy the fact that it's a mistake because that's really the only way to actually improve, at least neuroscientifically speaking. Okay, so I did make a lot of mistakes and this is a bit wonky, but I feel as if this is already a bit better. But the wheel is still too big, maybe. But I'm gonna rest my brain. Oh, he fucked off. Okay, he just laughed and left. Wonderful. I have nobody to talk to. I'm so happy. Let me rest my brain. I mean, whether he's here or not, I think my message still stands, which is just do the best that you can, right? Right now, let me just practice drawing this body. Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah, let's try another box. Perspective. Okay. This actually connected pretty well, not gonna lie. I just needed to make this better. So honestly, maybe I should just try again, actually. So what box should I make? What plane should I make, actually, is the real question. So we could do something like something like that, right? Cool. And now that I have that, should be a lot easier. To hopefully make sense of this, right? Because and then this thing comes down like so. Okay, it does follow the perspective. So again, knowledge equals power, and power equals potential. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, it's not perfect, but again, I'm really trying to keep an eye on the perspective. Think about that shit. So let's see. What else is there? This is the perspective. This is the box that I put it in, right? Yep. So what is the middle of that? Well, you can actually calculate this going. We can visualize it too, because obviously visualizing is important. I'm going to do my best to visualize it. Of course, it's going to be very difficult, but I'll do what I can. And okay, I made that over, so this is always going to be underneath, right? It's just about seeing the grid at all times. That's the main goal. It's just about seeing the grid. Obviously relaxing my hand, keeping perspective in mind, and then finishing this off like so. Right? That could have been an error, and that could have been one too, but that's okay. Because again, I'm just trying to see the perspective. This thing would have been coming out like so, I believe. Right? Something like that. And now here's where the body comes into the fray, because I have to think about that as well. So it's the center, and then it comes back out, and it's like slightly around here, I believe. So why don't we do something like that, right? So you have to think about the perspective, and I have to think about the plane in which it stays. So let's move up, let's move back. If I have something like this, right? Then as I exit it outwards, okay, so this needs to be higher up to account for this. Should have made the pipe lessened over time. Damn, it's already been half an hour and this is all I've done? Wonderful. But this is good. I'm visualizing, I'm seeing, right? I'm slowly seeing all of this come together, which is all that matters to me. Okay, perhaps it should be around there. Because then, like right around here, because then, okay. So I'll do something like, if this is the plane, it has to be something like this, right? And then again, hopefully, something like that, right? I believe so. And then again, this is the perspective. Okay, so this is actually a bit off, but this is the perspective. Because if it's like this, wait, I'm losing the perspective. So something like that maybe. And then that doesn't seem right to me. I think it's like this actually. Okay, so I definitely need to practice drawing this shape now. More from this angle and imagination, because clearly I don't have as clear of an idea as I believed I did of what it would look like from that angle. And obviously I need to keep the perspective in mind while I do that. Right. Like right around there, connect. But I'm missing something here as well. Okay. Well, this is actually very confusing to me now, but I'm just gonna leave it like so or something, and then this is going outward. So it's clear that while the wheel has gotten better, right? Well, relatively speaking, now I need to understand this bottom of this shape. So what do? You draw that over and over and over again, and then you combine it, right? But this is progress. This is decent progress, and it makes me happy. But yes, let me rest my brain for around 10 seconds. Uh, so is it everywhere on the floor or all over the floor? It depends on how you want to perceive it. You might either slip or you might play the floor is lava, but that's up to you. Actually, I don't know what my thumbnail says. What does it say? I'm streaming everywhere, all over the floor. Come join me. It's probably all over the floor then, if that's what it says. But it's not consistently all over the floor, right? We can't account for the spurt intervals, that's for sure. Okay, but let me do the same thing I did prior, which is I'm gonna create a bunch of planes as reference points. And then we're gonna practice drawing this shape within those planes. Safi. Oh, dude, you were one of like my extremely early uh subscribers. I'm pretty sure we've talked. That's sick. So this is basically the angle that I was struggling with here, right? And again, I'm obsessed with this crazy scooter thing right now. I don't know how many more months it's gonna be, but I will do this and I will bore the shit out of all of you, and my channel will probably die. But it's my learning journey and not yours. So please go fuck yourself and like, subscribe, and give me money. Okay, so it's already kind of messed up there, but so essentially, if that is the plane, then it has to be something like this, right? There you go. This is a mistake. Ignore this line. It was an accident. Uh, and then it's about the depth. So something like that. Also coming down, we want to re-invoke the depth. Right, that's the left side. Then the right side, or at least from this perspective, the right side. Does that make sense? No. Well, I'm figuring it out, so it's about, and then again, if we're thinking about the perspective, it'll be something like this, something like that, right? But if we're going that way, we need this to follow suit. Something like this, right? Oh, we can actually, so we're not seeing the entirety of this, I would assume. And then again, it goes straight. This actually connects right around here. And then we have something like this. Right? So that's the shape then. Okay, that's the shape. And of course, these two are this length and this width are equal. So I will keep that in mind, right? And then you also have to think about, okay, this thing angles outward and downward. So what is outward and downward from here? It is something like that then. We still bring it back, and then we are connected like so. Something like that, right? And do we see the top from here? Probably like barely, right? Yeah. Not really, no. Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense to me. It's unfortunate it's blurry and the fucking camera doesn't focus properly. But yeah, camera isn't focusing. I mean, I think it looks relatively clear. But let's do it again from a different angle. Much like with women, you must also approach your art in the same way, with new perspectives and vigorous thrusting. In my case, I'm thrusting my fucking head on the goddamn wall over and over because it's a fucking headache, bro. Oh, perspective. You are so beautifully difficult. Okay, so here, this is the box. And see, I'm going to keep shifting where I draw it from to get an idea of what I'm doing, right? So, again, and then this this, so it's angled like so, right? Yeah, see, so like these lines, the end goal is for these lines to be everywhere. Like doesn't matter where I am, I should be able to see this, this, and this at any point. So honestly, rather than making planes, I should probably just make that Y, and that would be a lot more helpful in terms of understanding it. But either way, something like this. That, okay, so is this going to be fine? Right? But what is this? Dying channels are where true artists are made. Very true, very true. I mean, yeah, I don't know what else to say to that. I have zero comment. Right, we'll see, we'll see. I'm not particularly focused on this channel dying or not dying because it'll always have growth, in my opinion. Like, it's too unique not to. Oh, what the fuck did I do here? I think I completely lost sight of the perspective. I gotta figure that out. But yeah, Safi, please don't just watch. Actually draw along or just do something, because I'd feel bad if you were just watching this garbage content without actually, practicing. Let's try that again. So again, now we're on the bottom plane. This is the front plane, and then we're on the bottom plane. Okay, again, bottom plane, front plane, bottom plane. I was just streaming as well, taking a little rest now. Oh shit, I didn't know you streamed. That's pretty sick. What do you stream, my friend? And how vigorously as well? Right? Technically, this is what I'm doing, the bottom. And then from here is where the changes are being made. Okay, so again, okay. Something like that. It's a bit confusing with all the lines and stuff. But is that how it is? Drawing. I do at least an hour every day. It's not really for the streaming. I just want to record my drawing. And YouTube VODs make it much easier. Very true. It's amazing that you're also recording and your drawing practice. Again, I think there should be a lot more of us. A lot more of us doing this. It helps to demystify art. I mean, I just say the same shit over and over, but I think it's true. Right? We can't keep making idiot beginners think that art is some like extremely insurmountable skill, because it's not. It's very very yeah, exactly, like it's very approachable. Yes, and this is the part which I think beginners need to see the most, which is the shitty part, right? The part where none of it seems to make sense and my head is hurting, because otherwise they'll just think that it's all just fun and games, in the sense that, like, oh yes, we can all of course these artists that I may or may not look up to can always draw whatever they want. Well, I doubt anybody's looking up to me as an artist, but uh, no, it takes time. You can't always draw what you want. In fact, drawing what you want is literally just what I'm practicing. Exactly, it's hours and hours of failing really badly. It's not just art too, it's any skill. But art essentially brings that to the forefront massively. That's how you really get better. Exactly, Safi. Exactly, exactly. It's the complete truth. And let me see. I want to practice maybe just getting that down. And again, because I'm drawing small, the lines don't have as much, there's not as much forgiveness with the lines, which is what I want. I don't want to be forgiven. I want to be, I don't have anything clever there. God, sure, whatever. I say the same shit over and over again anyways. And then, yeah, it's just about this shape, getting that shape down first. Because from the top, it's a lot simpler, right? I can do something like this. It's easier to imagine, but from the bottom, I struggle, right? Yeah, because I can do something like this from the top and it makes sense. It's all good, right? Sure, whatever. That sort of shape. It makes sense from the top, but it's important to practice it from other perspectives too, because otherwise you're just going to be crippling yourself in terms of not knowing how to a form actually works, right? So again, I need it. Okay, wait. So I need to only think about 3 lines. One thing, even though I don't really, I didn't really enjoy uncomfortable draw box, right? Irshad Kareem, the guy who made uncomfortable. What the fuck am I saying? The guy who made draw box. I really didn't enjoy the practices that he gave because he literally made them so boring, right? Look at this. This shit isn't boring. It's fun because you're doing something with it. And even the way Artwa does it, where they're like, draw a box. What the fuck? What kind of shitty ass example is this? Draw a box, but make it a cluster with a cylinder, and then add more clusters, and then add more cylinders. Like that's their whole thing. That is so much more interesting than just draw a box. Congrats. Now draw 249 more. It's like, oh, okay, fucker. Thank you. You just killed all my passion. Right. So I understand there's a balance between understanding the work that needs to be done and the way in which that approach can be taken. But one thing I especially loved about how he explained boxes is the Y principle, right? It's really just 3 axes, and that's it. Everything converges alongside that. So I think when it comes to, for me, visualizing the perspective of something, literally just thinking about this Y, which essentially informs each perspective, is key. And I'm just thinking out loud. I keep obviously learning, relearning, changing, blah, 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 all my perspectives. Yes, exactly. The why thing changed my life. Yeah, that is actually the thought process or the approach behind perspective that really helped me, right? Obviously, after you drill thousands of boxes, whether you think about it as a Y or whether you think about it as a singular plane like I'm doing here, or whether you just end up putting like one fucking line and then you're just like, okay, well, the perspective I'm gonna make is this, right? Like that doesn't matter anymore because you've drilled it enough. But in the beginning, that really, really, really helped. And I think it can really help now too. So let's try it, right? And ghosting is really helpful. That's another thing Irshad Kareem and through Peter Hahn talks about, and that's something I can definitely stand to practice a lot more. I don't ghost enough because I'm so fucking anal. I'm like, I need to do everything in my mind. I need to be a genius. I'm like, I gotta fucking only think it. But we can rely on these things, right? This reinforces our knowledge too. So, right, and then this is my perspective. I fucked that up again, I think. But it's okay. Ignore the fact that I just cursed and I said, oh no, it's not good enough. Because that's how you learn, right? You must think, oh no, I'm not good enough, or something like that. That's literally the hardest part of the 250 boxes for me. I hate ghosting lines. They suck up all my energy. Well, yeah, it's takes energy. That's the thing, right? You only have so much energy, so you must expend it wisely. And art is a huge part of that. Is art takes physical and mental energy, a lot of it, a lot of mental energy. Actually, I think it takes even more. Because look at this. I'm just thinking about how the shape looks, and it's already fucking me up. But this is a great way. This is why I'm so obsessed with just getting the scooter down. Because if I can get the scooter down in like 3 to 4 solid, different, difficult angles, and then I can move on to something else and come back to this and refine it, obviously. But if I can just get it down in general, in different perspectives, and obviously through these complicated shapes, it's increasing my spatial awareness so much, you know. So that's how I think about it. There you go. It seems simple when you do actually start to figure it out a little bit, but it really isn't as simple as one might think, right? But now I got it. Now I know where my why is. And again, it takes a lot of energy to imagine this, right? And then to make the calculations and think about, all right, not okay, to imagine this as the perspective and then now slowly trying to zoom it out to a much larger portion of the page and to then maintain it whilst I still have to think about the shapes I have to draw within that perspective while maintaining the visualization of the perspective, the upcoming shapes, how they interact with each other, and the order in which I need to draw them, as well as maintaining clean line work. I hope again that puts into perspective how many things have to be thought about before you can put down the line or while you are putting down the line. And this is why art is the hardest skill. This is just why art is the hardest skill, period. Right? You can feel free to disagree, but I will just disagree with your disagreement. And what are you gonna do then? Because then we'll just be in a fucking disagree jerk off. Right? Okay. See? So so you think a perspective grid would help here, or is the point to do without that? Yeah, the point is to do without that, right? That's why I'm very anal in the sense that like I genuinely want to make things very difficult for myself, right? So for me, the point is literally like I want to see everything in my mind, just like Kim Jong Il, you know. So how do you do that? You start by just doing it and being shit at it over and over and over and over until, like we just discussed, it's slightly easier. And that's why I can see the perspective a little bit better now, right? Because I've done it so many times, and because I keep failing and being shit at it. But yeah, that's why I only draw with pen. That's why I literally try to imagine the perspective grid, right? It's just all part of the learning journey that I guess I'm taking upon myself. This has ended up coming incorrect, but I think I can make it work. But okay, and then the y, so I do something like this, right? And then something like that, something like this again. See, trying to keep decent line work here. And then now we know like the perspective from the bottom is something like this. And then but then again, like trying to zoom out and really see this entire shape. If I did that, then this one will be more like this, right? That's still the perspective, I believe. Could be wrong. I'm trying to visualize it too as much as possible, but it's highly likely I could completely be fucking wrong, right? So here's what I also need to do is just think about, okay, like it's going down that. Well, that doesn't really make any sense now that I think about it, because so like this, right? Is that how the shape is? Again, I'm gonna try to think about the y. But it's very difficult, right? Again, this is a whole different type of shape. So there's a bit of foreshortening here. What has happened? Something has happened that's completely fucked with all of this. It might be because of me. This doesn't make any sense anymore. So I need to think about it again. But this is where the grid helps, right? This is where I can start. Like from the bottom, we have essentially this, right? This is what it looks like from the bottom. That's what I need to understand. You have something that's like this, right? So if it's not looking accurate in perspective, then it's more of a problem of this not being accurate in perspective. But again, from this angle, what does that even look like? Well, I guess this line shouldn't even matter in that sense. Oh, I just realized my sound is probably fucking up the mic a lot because they're so crackling for some reason when it comes to the live stream audio. It's already been an hour. What the fuck? Okay, let me rest my brain and then I'll get back to it. Give me 10 to 15 seconds. Oh god. All right, cool. Let's get to it. Oh. Okay. Well, let's utilize this because I've already have this plane here, right? So I need to think. So this is the y I've established. Now I need to just this is the difficult part, is to keep that in my mind as constant as possible as I bring this back. Right. Same thing. I don't think that made any sense. Yeah, I don't think that made any sense. It's about the depth. I'm forgetting the depth. So this follows all planes. No, it follows this front one and the side one, but also obviously follows this one as well. Why? Because it's going through like this, right? It's going through like that. Then this is essentially going back. So it's like this, right? And then it's also coming back this way. So that's the first one, right? It's coming in like this. But then what is it? It's also going back. It's confusing, to be honest. Really, really, really confusing. Let me try to think it out loud. This is plane one. This is plane two. So plane one, right? And what, like, okay, what planes are being interacted with? This plane and that plane. And then over here, it's, again, this plane and, oh, this plane up here, right? There you go. So that's why. something like this may occur. But now we still are in the back plane here, so that's why we need something like this. And then like that. Is that what this shape is? But then again, if this is a plane, this should be actually much further out. Like so, right? I think that makes a bit more sense. Basically, the bottom of this is just, again, I'm going to draw it again, but it's really just this, right? The only thing of like this main shape, the only thing is the fact that we have something like this essentially, and it juts out at us. But I guess if we want to make it something like that, right? That's the only thing. So that's what I need to keep in mind, because this cuts off that for a little bit, right? It cuts that off. You come here, and then we can only see from here, like the back, or like the inside of this. And what comes out of this? The pipe, right? The pipe that connects to the wheel, like so. Right? With this, like this top thing also coming out and then covering it, like the wheel cover. So that's what it is in general. I just need to keep that in mind when drawing this entire thing. So let's try again. Oh god, pain. Yeah, but let's again, biggest thing is constantly keeping that perspective in mind. This is why I think this really gonna up my perspective skills, because it'll force me to really think about it. So again, what is the why that I want to keep in mind? Okay. So with that being said, is that accurate? Is it? I also have to visualize it, right? Okay, and then we can have this also goes something like that, right? And then yeah, this, oh, you see, really shitty line. This comes outward. Something like that. Same thing here. This. Okay, it's like that. So cosmic. Hello, how are you? How's it going? Right. Oh, and everybody, please comment on my post. Ask me questions. I'm gonna do a Q&A once I hit 500. It's just gonna be like a thank you for 500 subs, Q&A type shit. So type shit. So Should be good. Okay, see, I lost sight of the perspective. Now we know that I'm losing sight of the perspective. So how do we get it back? That's another thing, right? How do we get it back now that there's so many different things going on right now and the lines are messy? Yeah, how do we get it back? And how do I establish something? Anatomy for poses breakdown. Gotta bounce out now. Catch you later. See you later, Safi. Cosmic for anatomy or poses breakdown. I'm not sure what you're asking of me because I'm not really that well versed in anatomy, but I would suggest starting with the mannequin, right? Like this, you know? Once you can do that, you can start posing it by looking at reference pictures and breaking it down into simple shapes. But again, A, this is not really what I'm practicing right now, and B, you're better off going to artwad.com and looking at how they explain it. Or just go to Artwad's Instagram. They explain it pretty well too. But yeah, how do we get the perspective back here is the real question, right? So if this is what I was doing, okay, so it would be something like that. And then we just connect this. It's gonna go that way. What time is this in your country? Time is right now. It is 7:32. I'm in the greater Toronto area, so yeah, that's what time it is. My country. It's a bit off. Still gotta learn how to connect this stuff. Yeah, that looks really wonky for sure. In mine, it's 5:01 a.m. Bro, what the hell are you doing up? What in what universe should you be awake right now? Okay, that was really difficult to do. So we need to do it again, right? This sort of angle, very difficult to do. So yeah, let's do it again. Again, keeping that perspective in mind as much as I can. I'm from India. Nice, nice. I am also from India, technically, right? I'm Indian, South Indian specifically. Hold up. I just need to figure that. Okay, what perspective am I doing? Okay, I need to think. Visualizing it is also really helpful. And that's the thing, like I'm constantly balancing between visualizing it, planning the perspective, seeing the perspective, and then visualizing it again. So it's difficult, isn't it? I don't know who I'm asking if it's difficult, but I guess I just want validation. It is difficult. I think I'm getting it down a bit better. I guess I could do something like this so I can actually carry on the continuity without losing sight of it. Actually, that works perfectly. So it can end right here, right? While I can still think about the perspective and carry it on like so, right? And then Cosmic, it is you, an Indian animator. Oh, you're an animator? That's pretty sick. Fuck. I didn't know that. Damn, dude, what do you do animations for? Yeah, what the fuck? What the fuck are you? What are you doing watching my videos? If you're in animation, what the fuck? What could you possibly be learning from my wonderful content? I guess I'm your big fan. Mine or cosmic? Most likely cosmic. Don't get a fucking ego. Come on, Viggy. Don't think they're always thinking about you. But it's interesting. I thought, yeah, cosmic, of course. Thank you very much for rubbing it in my face, Priya. I appreciate it. You piece of shit. But but let's see. Yeah, see, and then we can do something like this. I'm just scrolling and I see you. Yes, I am. I am here. I feel seen now. Thank you very much. But yes, I am drawing Crazy Scooter supposedly. But I think I made this a bit too and make it far back enough. Yeah, definitely did make it far back enough. You are very hardworking. Am I now? I appreciate it, but as you can see, hard work results in me making an absolutely shitty fucking Jesus Christ. Look at this, bro. Look at this. Come on, come on. What the fuck is this? No, I mean memes aside, yeah, I do my best, and this is actually decent progress. Still, I still need to figure out what's going on here, right? I still need to figure that out for sure. And actually, this could have gone much lower like that, but yeah, I'm just consistently practicing perspective and form in whichever way I can. Right? This would probably come down like so. Something like that. Cosmic, you are too late for your videos. Yo, Cosmic, bro, get on your A game. What the fuck are you doing? We have dissent, everybody. We have dissent in the chat. I'm gonna rest my brain while they bicker it out. All right, wonderful. So let's. It's getting better. I know, but it takes too much time to animate on mobile. Well, I am curious what type of animations you do. Fuck, I actually want to click on this guy's account now. Go to channel. Wonderful, I can do that. Damn, dude. 368 subscribers? That's some good shit. But how come I can't see your videos? Why the fuck did videos come out like that? Videos. Oh. Okay, whatever. I can't see it. That's fine. It's been storytime animation. I don't see it on YouTube, so I'm assuming it's on something else like Instagram. But that's pretty sick. Animation isn't appreciated on YouTube, so I can understand why you wouldn't put it there. The fucking bots will just flag you as 4 kids, and that must be a huge piss off. So let's just practice this right here, like this bottom part, because that's obviously difficult. No, that's incorrect. Right, so we have that, then we have this, comes horizontally, and then it's something like this, right? It's interesting, for sure. Is this correct? H. Priya has said H. Scientists will spend eons deciphering exactly what she meant by this one H. But soon it'll be too late, for her remains have crumbled to dust, and there won't even be the stem of the H left for us to understand exactly what she meant. Sad, so sad. So that's what it's like. And then again, this thing comes out, comes around. What the fuck? Why you deleted all your videos? Why? Oh shit. Deletion? It was a deletion? Oh my goodness. Sad. Sad, sad, sad. Okay, I should just probably not fucking be so invested in this. Okay, so now this is where I'm getting confused clearly. Because if that if this is at a specific angle, this is at an angle, and they're following it, this one shouldn't look so wonky. Made a bit more sense in this right one. So here's when I can bring the plane back. And here's where I can practice it again. Right? Okay. So general plane. I don't know, just for fun, because I'm working on my next videos. Incredible. This is a true Giga Chat, everybody. You delete your videos because you just like them. Cosmic deletes his videos because it's fun. What the fuck? What is going on in this live stream? I'm just trying to learn, everybody. Fuck off. But okay, let's see. So again, we have probably something like this, right? And then, how do I do it here? Oh, this is basically the okay, so I need repetition, of course. So this and the angles here can just be the exact same as the angles found in like the top of the bike part, right? Like same thing here. This way I can avoid having to think, right? While drawing this, right? The Cosmic say, bro, are you thinking it's a joke? Exactly. Okay, I don't know. I'm getting roasted now. I'm just gonna ignore this. I don't know what the fuck is happening anymore. I'm just here to draw. Anyways, like and subscribe for cosmic for cosmic thinking. It's a joke. So it's like this, right? Something like that. Is that the bottom shape? Again, this isn't super accurate. Can you draw a cosmic character, please? I don't know who the fuck that is. Like, I don't know what Cosmic's character is. You want me to draw his little icon, like his logo? Bruh. It's like nobody knows what my channel is actually about. It's the fundamentals, god damn it, I draw the fundamentals. So it's like this, right? Okay, but then when this goes down diagonally, like so, what happens here? This goes down diagonally. Well, I guess nothing changes. Hold up. They still give me shit in my in my chat. I am sorry from my fan, bro. There's nothing to apologize for. I literally don't know what's going on. If anything, just apologize to yourself for confusing me. Would it be like this? Is that what's going on here? Right? With this shape. Because we got something like that, and then we can have something all the way like this. So, does that make sense? No, it doesn't. This is very difficult. But because it's difficult, it's worth doing, right? Something like that. Isn't it? Why are you saying sorry? You cannot do anything. Wow. This is drama. This is incredible. Even if it isn't drama, if I call it drama, they'll both get they'll both get increasingly insecure and butthurt. This is true content creator abuse of power. Okay. I think that's what's happening, right? With this shape, it's from the bottom, it's like this. Like it's following the form, and then it's coming out like so. And this is where like the diagonal shit is happening, right? Something like that. But then how do we follow the perspective? I guess my issue is I'm thinking that I have to follow the perspective, but clearly that's not what's happening. It isn't following the perspective, right? It's following the form that it's residing on, you know? And this is probably, this line's, you know, connecting it is probably more accurate. So if I were to draw this shape, why are you saying sorry? You cannot do anything. Don't say that again. I'm your fan. You hear that, bro? You can't have any weakness. These fucking pieces of shit, they'll go rabid on you. They'll hate you if you show any weakness. So instead of saying sorry, instead of saying I am sorry, say you are sorry. You tell them directly that they should feel apologetic. That's the only way. I have a feeling my jokes aren't gonna land with the Indian audience. They actually want. They just my type of sarcasm isn't really. I mean, technically, it's literally present in all our movies. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know why they're struggling, but okay, I am out. Thank you. Have a great day, Cosmic, and take your fucking followers with you. Okay, let me just draw this shape individually now, and maybe we can connect it to the bike, right? So it can. Let me do it from the top. It can be something like. Oh, hey, it's you. Finger pointing and a pussycat? You call me a fucking pussy? God damn it, it's the same guy again. I already got a comment where somebody did that shit. Is this the same person? You motherfucker. But what's up? what is up? Hi, hello. I think this is what's happening. Right, so that's at an angle. And then your perspectives go crazy. I appreciate it, but you know, this is a learning journey, right? It's funny how you think my perspectives go crazy. And a year ago, I would have probably thought this was very impressive as well. But now I only see the mistakes, right? So I appreciate the compliment, though. I genuinely do. Right, and I'm always trying to think about how the shit can be better. But it is learning journey. As a wise crab once said, "Anda the sea." We are our worst critics, man. Trust me and my fresh eyes. Yeah, you know, you're completely right. I mean, the thing is, I don't like. I may say rude things about my art, but genuinely, I'll say this to those who actually try to want to understand my personality. I don't mean any of this shit. I'll tell you if I mean any of it, because I'll give myself shit for giving myself shit. But I'm actually in a really good headspace when it comes to art nowadays. I've just completely done my best to embody growth mindset, right? I'm so growthful. Oh my god, I'm growing so hard, like that type of shit. So it's pretty good nowadays. Something like that. But yeah, if that's going this way, then I'm about to grow. Oh, bro, just please grow so much. Oh, holy shit, that's quite the growth you're growing. There you go, something like that. Thank you. I grew it myself. Thank you for growing it. I'll grow all over it as well. And then this. is going that way, right? That's fine. That could have been a bit better. You're a funny motherfucker. Thank you. Please make collab video with Cosmic, bro. I don't know who that is, and he left. He came here. He said things which I didn't understand, and then he just fucked off. Okay, and there's nothing to collaborate on. What am I collaborating on? Hey, Cosmic, I'm gonna draw some really shitty shapes while you actually animate something worthwhile. No, thank you. I have a goddamn ego. I have pride, hubris. It's my downfall. But yeah, I'm done entertaining this. I have a fucking drawing to think about. Thank you very much. But do stay around and keep me on the background for retention. Fuck, that's way too long. I forgot to shill. Do you focus on traditional or do you dabble in digital too? I only do digital when I'm because ArtWad essentially ARTWOD shilling, but ArtWad only not only, but they updated their platform, so they have like a literally a live drawing thing, in-app drawing experience. Really cool, and it's a much easier way to do their practices, right? Obviously, it's a completely different skill set to do traditional, to do digital, but I have an Apple Pencil and I have a matte screen protector for my iPad Pro. So when it comes to uploading, like literally just going through their beginner roadmap, in order to unlock the next step, I do it because now they've set it as like you can't go to the next step if you don't do the previous one or like the assignments for it. I understand the point of that, so people actually learn. But the thing is, I've been doing everything, but just not submitting it, right? So for that purpose, I do digital. But literally, I only ever do traditional because I'm trying to be the goat. I'm trying to be King Jumgi, as they say. So if you're trying to be the goat, you can't be dabbling in digital. That is an absolute fact. It's a fact. Read the Book of Goats. But anyways, I'm just bullshitting. You can do whatever you want, but I would say traditional, just because it's going to build your confidence. That's the main thing, right? Really, really, really hard to be by Cosmic, and also you perspective artist. Don't leave. Subscribe, money, and then leave, right? But perspective artist, I guess that's what I'm known as. What the fuck? I'm not a goddamn perspective artist, bro. I just practice the fundamentals. But yeah, Dotty. Um, I literally just only do. What the fuck am I trying to say? I only do. This is way too small. Hold up. Give me a second. I only do traditional because it challenges you, right? It challenges you, like pen only, all that shit. Why? Why do that? Because you have to be the best. You have to do the most difficult thing, which is think ahead. Do you have any nickname? Well, I believe my channel name is Viggy, right? If you look at literally every part of I'm not even done. There's no point being sarcastic. Yes, I have a nickname. It's Viggy. Please subscribe, like, and watch all my videos. Thank you. There's no fucking point of memeing right now, right? You're asking so innocently. I can make fun of that later, but not right now. Okay, see, so I messed up a lot here. I mean, a lot. But it's starting to look a bit better. His nickname is Pussy. Fuck you. Fuck you. Just for that, I'm putting a sad Viggy emoji. Look what you made me do. Look how fucking cursed this is. There you go. That's my new icon. That's my new channel icon. There we go. Sad Viggy. I know. Sad Viggy hours, as they say. Okay, still trying to figure this out. Oh, what the fuck? It's already been 90 minutes. So I guess I did what I could. It is slowly improving, but yeah, I was only gonna go for another hour and a half anyways, like total. But this is supposed to be much bigger, or much bigger. Amazing handwriting. What the fuck am I even trying to do? Just write bigger. This is supposed to be much bigger. This is supposed to be digging in sand, i.e. a sand Digger. That's a creature's reference. Draw sad Biggie with his feet out. Sure. I don't know if anybody's seen the creatures at this point. I feel as if that shit's just lost in time, but digger, as in like when you dig sand. It's a creature's reference. Type in sand digger Minecraft on YouTube, right? But chat, clip that. Yeah, clip it, chat. I'm brown. I can get it with anything. Look at my skin color. I am brown. We all know you can't be racist if you have excess melanin, and we all know that everything is serious and not in jest. Here, I'm going to draw myself as an egg too. Unfortunately for you, Dottie, there is no chat to clip this. Just people to attempt to cancel me years from now for making a random stupid joke. But here I am. I also have quite the pectorals, so let's give myself that. Right? I'm seriously going to eat your paper. What the fuck does that even mean? And here's my feet. There you go. Are you happy? Watch out, buddy. Bro, you're the one who's gonna get a goddamn paper cut in your throat. I have to watch out for shit. You're gonna kill yourself accidentally. Or at the very least have internal bleeding. So, good luck. And I'm not your buddy, pal. But I think I'm done here. Call it here. This is actually good practice as well. I definitely tried to internalize as much of this, but I definitely lost the perspective near the end. Here, but I did try, and that's what matters. I'm not your pal, guy. I'm not doing this right now because we both know we could go forever, and it's extremely fun to do so, but but I have to go. Okay, so thank you, Dottie, for sticking around at the end. I hope you appreciated all my drawing, and the other 4 people. We hate fun. That reminds me of like the channel I Hate Everything. For a while it was entertaining, but then I realized I was spending an hour listening to some guy bitch, right? So instead of listening to him bitch, listen to me bitch and have some tactile feedback along with it, right? Draw along. It's amazing advertising for my channel. But, okay, fuck you, and don't call me a pussy, man. It's hurt my feeling. Actually, what is that? What is your icon? That looks like what the fuck is it? Gliscor. It looks like a Gliscor. But anyways, I'm done drawing. I believe I did my best. It was very entertaining, very fun. I used my brain. Oh, it's an imp. Okay. That reminds me of the Pokemon Gliscor. It's pretty cool. But yeah, and I'm going to keep going. This is, I can say the ones that are looking a lot better are like these ones. Slowly but surely, they're starting to look a bit better. 3-eyed imp. Okay, I understand. Jesus Christ. I was just trying to relate. Holy shit. But okay. Not bad. Slowly getting the perspective down and visualizing it, right? And I'm probably just going to keep doing this forever until I get it. Well, I said end of May. It's already the end of May. Well, let's make it the end of June. I appreciate the Pokemon reference, and I appreciate you, random stranger. But yeah, I mean, I think Pokemon's fallen off greatly. I'm sure they've introduced a lot of good things, and I've heard they have, but it's Pokemon Black and White 2, probably the best they achieved, at least like the pixel sprites and all that stuff. They were doing a good thing. I don't know why they changed it, but that's a tangent for another time because I know you're going to have comments on that. I bet you look like Megamind. Actually, I have a pretty normal sized forehead. It's just my nose is gigantic. So, we all have flaws. Mine is that I'm better than you. But apart from that, he's probably going to make like one more fucking annoying comment. With love, of course. LMAO, with love. But okay, wonderful. He just finds me funny. Okay, I'm just going to end this before you start talking again. Yours is that you're a pussy, bro. Like, comedy comes in threes. you can't keep doing that shit. All right, but I'll give you... There you go. I hope you feel better about yourself. But I hope you, especially, Dottie, keep drawing, and please give me money. But as always, now that I'm done, as always, I love how 8 people are fucking watching now that I'm finishing up. You pieces of shit. You couldn't have come earlier. Right? Just fucking come, look at the page. Enjoy. But yes, I'm done. As always, fuck you for watching. Keep drawing, and please give me money. Thank you. Let me just awkwardly just fucking clasp my camera and just zoom in. Goodbye.